Greetings and salutations. Please allow me to welcome you to Masterpiece Theater. I'm your host, Obba Babatunde, and here on Masterpiece Theater, we celebrate the very best in the spoken word, the written word, and the word expressed in song. In addition, we pay tribute to the talented artists that bring those words to life. Each week here on Masterpiece Theater, I have the pleasure of engaging brilliant artists in one-on-one conversation that explores the great treasures and these writers and actors and singers and dancers possess as we spotlight their artistry that illuminates us all. So I say, a very warm welcome. Well, here we are again for another fantastic show on Masterpiece Theater, and I am telling you, today is my natal day. In other words, it's my birthday, and I am absolutely thrilled to be here with my in-studio guests. While it is true that we all have different tastes, preferring those things according to our various likes and dislikes, one thing every music lover can agree upon is that a favorite song is a thing near and dear to our hearts. And anyone who's ever had a broken heart can testify that there is perhaps no other art form that can do justice to the expression of love lost than an articulation of a torch song. Now, from the likes of such legendary writers as Ira Gershwin, Roger Hammerstein, Duke Ellington, Cole Porter, all the way to the prolific bards of today, people such as Burt Bacharach, Prince, Kanye West, Frank Ocean, few people in the world over are so widely treasured as the lyricists of songs. I'm talking about those master artists who paint with poems the landscape of our joys, our sorrows, and our triumphs. And for that reason, we pay special tribute to the written word in song. And to help me do that today are some of the best the music industry has to offer. And I am thrilled that these folks, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart, that they're here with me today. I'm going to start with my first friend. And that's another thing that's nice about this, is because they're all friends. Darryl Austin. Pianist, vocalist, vocal arranger, musical director, conductor, and actor. Theater credits include such productions as The Gospel Truth, Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope, An Empress Like Ren, and the touring company of a show that I know a little bit about called Dreamgirls. Darryl has performed all over the world, from Istanbul to San Juan, from Bangkok to Portland, from Seoul to Jerusalem, working with such artists as Marilyn McCoo and Billy Davis Jr., Debbie Allen, Pat Boone, Ashford and Simpson, Josh Groban and the Pointer Sisters, and Aretha Franklin, Gladys Knight, Stevie Wonder, The Emotions, Morris Day, Bobby Womack, H.B. Barnum, Carl Anderson, and David Foster, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome my friend, and I'm so thrilled, Darryl, thank you for being here, Mr. Darryl Austin.
Thank you, and good afternoon.
I am so honest to goodness happy that you have been able to join us. But when I'm going to get to talking to you, but I want to continue on with the introduction of the rest of the people that are in the room. All right. I would like to introduce a new friend of mine, and now a great artist unto his own right, Mr. L. Young. Let me tell you a little bit about him. Born and raised in Louisville, Kentucky, Young has released 3 albums to date. They Just Don't Know, The 12th Letter, and his just new released 3rd album, Love is a Verb. And now he resides here in Los Angeles, California, and he's made a major impact on the local, regional, and live music scene. L has graced the stage and the studio with such artists as Stevie Wonder, E.W.F., R. Kelly, In Vogue, Patti LaBelle, Toni Braxton, Gladys Knight, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Tina Marie, Stanley Clarke, and Jermaine Jackson, again, just to name a few. Some of his writing and producing credits include co-writings the top 5 single and title track off Jessie J's #1 Billboard debut album, Hot Sauce. He has written on Keke Wyatt's 2010 release, Who Knew, and her 2011 release Unbelievable. Soundtrack credits include Terry's theme from B2K's in Barbershop, Booty Call, Dangerous Grounds, The Long Kiss Goodnight, and Doughboys. Now, you'll find Elle credited for some of the music on many of the network television shows, such as BET's The Game, Girlfriends, ABC's According to Jim, 2020, One Life to Live, VH1's Basketball Wives, and USA Network's Burn Notice. Can you imagine the guest I got in this? Oh, Elle, my friend, thank you so much for being here, brother. I'm thrilled that you are here.
I'm very thrilled and privileged to be here as well. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Now, my next guest goes by the handle of LaDon. He is indeed like a family member. LaDon works along with my son, who has been blessed, and he has really, truly blessed us in his generosity in being able to help nurture Malachi as he continues on his journey in the entertainment industry in terms of music. Let me tell you a little bit about LaDon Bishop. A songwriter and former lead singer for the group As Yet. He's recorded and produced over 500 songs. He has written and co-written over 30 songs with members of the group, as well as several top-tier producers. LaDon Bishop signed to 2 major recording companies, LaFace, Arista Records, and DreamWorks Universal Records. He also signed an independent recording company, Inner Soul Records, based out of Texas. He is also a songwriter, and co-producing credits include such productions as Babyface, Focus, Brian McKnight, Joe, Robin Thicke, Brandy, Chris Brown, Tyrese, and Philip Lawrence. And as I said with the other 2 gentlemen, just to name a few. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, and I am thrilled that you are here, Mr. LaDon Bishop. Thank you for being here, my friend.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Both an honor and a pleasure for me to be here. Thank you.
And last but not least, the lady in the house today. Now, some people need no introduction other than the mention of their names. But before I mention her name, I will just share a few of her credits to pay homage to her renowned and rich history. This talented and beautiful woman was born in Detroit, Michigan, and grew up listening to different jazz singers such as Ella Fitzgerald, Billie Holiday. As a teenager, she attended the Detroit Institute of Musical Arts. She soon became a singing radio commercial jingle star, and took part in and won many of the local TV radio talent shows. In 1963, she moved to New York City and worked with many different entertainers, including Quincy Jones, Pearl Bailey, Bill Cosby. The next year, her debut album, a jazz recording entitled After the Lights Go Down Low and Much More, was released on the Impulse label. 3 years later, also released her second album, another jazz effort, How Do You Say I Do? How Do You Say I Don't Love You Anymore? This was for MGM Records. She also made an occasional guest appearances, which many of us have thrilled at seeing her, on television shows like The Merv Griffin Show and The Tonight Show, with starring Johnny Carson. She added theatrical credits to her repertoire. She understudied Leslie Uggams for the Broadway show Hallelujah Baby, and appeared in the Equity Theater production of Lost in the Stars. In 1969, her old friends back home in Detroit, Brian Holland, Lamont Dozier, and Edward Holland Dozier, persuaded this lady to sign with their newly formed record label, Invictus. During the same year, her first Invictus single, Unhooked Generation, was released. Shortly thereafter, Eddie Holland offered her the song entitled Band of Gold. Are you getting an idea about who this is? Which he, along with Brian Holland and Lamont Dozier, co-wrote under the pen name, listen to this, of Edith Wayne and Ronald Dunbar. In early 1970s, the song became an instant pop smash, reaching number 3 in the U.S. and number 1 in the UK for 6 consecutive weeks. It also gave her her first gold record. Global sales were estimated at 2 million, and the album of the same name proved to be a fairly successful one as well. Other Invictus singles include Deeper and Deeper, You Brought the Joy, and the Vietnam War protest song, Bring the Boys Home. U.S. Billboard Hot 100, number 12, 1971, her second gold record. Her other Invictus albums include Contact, The Best of Freda Payne, and Reaching Out. Ladies and gentlemen, the lovely, the talented, the vivacious, the sagacious Freda Payne.
Hi, Obba. You forgot to mention that we worked together too.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right. Freda and I had the opportunity to work together in several shows. I actually got a chance. We did a show called Blues in the Night. And then I ultimately had the joy and the pleasure of directing her in that same show.
That's
and
right.
We did a production. And then we did the world premiere of Jelly's Last Jam.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm telling you, when you get an opportunity to share the stage with the likes of a Freda Payne, you can't help but be brilliant.
But the whole thing is that you were Jelly Roll Morton. You played that role, and let me tell you, Obba is a fantastic actor, dancer, and singer, and he was indeed the star of that show.
Oh, I thank you very much.
Yes,
I thank
he was
you very
indeed
much.
the star.
Well, guys, as I've been saying all day, I'm thrilled to have you here. And as I said, this is your birthday gift to me, and I appreciate it. And I thank you very much for gifting me with this wonderful birthday gift. But we're here today to talk about lyrics. And how important these lyrics are, right? So now I'm going to throw this first to you, Darryl, as a composer.
Yes.
Right. How important is the lyric when you're putting together your compositions?
Well, in my case, I'm always a musician first.
Right.
So usually the melody always comes to me first. Well, it just does, and then all of a sudden, when it comes to a lyric, I guess it's either my experience or someone else's. You know, and I would just simply take that, and then all of a sudden, everything just kind of falls into place.
It starts to fall into place. That the music and the lyric start to work sort of hand in glove, if you will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Well, great on that. Let me ask my friend who is sitting next to you, Mr. Young.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Now, I know you as well. You're a writer, a lyricist, a producer. Talk to me about the importance of your idea about a lyric.
Well, the lyric is the thing that marries the music to the emotion of the soul. It's that thing that ties it together and allows you to communicate with others and let them know the experience you're trying to convey musically or melodically with your voice. And it's so important that you say the right thing the right way and with the right note and at the right phrasing, the right time. And when you get it just right, those are those hit records that we all, tend to fall in love with and we know.
Yes. So the telling of a story.
Oh yes.
Right. And now, Darryl, I know that when you've played for countless number of people, and some of the people that you've worked with,
yes,
they know how to turn a lyric.
Yes.
That somehow I would think would then inspire how you might then play the music that's underneath that lyric.
Absolutely.
It's
funny to me when it comes to playing certain songs, mainly I would say torch songs. To me, it's like a 3-act play.
Right.
I treat it like a play.
Okay.
That way you really get the whole enchilada of what's being told from the beginning, the middle, and the end.
Right.
Even the curtain calls.
See, and that's key there. That spoken as a true writer and composer is that we begin to identify that the lyric has to have a beginning, a middle, and an end.
Right.
If it's going to be a quality lyric, if it's going to be one that helps take us on a magical journey.
Absolutely.
We're going to get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, those that are watching and those that are listening, I could not bring these folk into the studio and not have them actually bring to life that which it is that we are talking about, the lyrics. So what I'm going to ask at this point is, Elle, if you would be kind enough to share your lyric in spoken word And then let's see what happens when that spoken word has its way of graduating to the musical interpretation.
Okay. Well, I have so many favorite songs and so many lyrics. I was trying to think of what to do. So I actually don't want anybody to think I'm vain or anything, but I chose a song from my latest album, Love is a Verb. Because I couldn't pick from all the great songwriters that I love so much. I had a hard time choosing one, so I decided to choose one of my own.
Perfect.
And this song is called What Kind of Song? And the lyrics go as this. What kind of song will you sing for people who are naked and out of doors, especially when that very people could be you and yours? When there is no shame and there is no pride, for a piece of bread children are willing to die. Where there is no hope and the world is at war and nobody knows what the hell we're fighting for. What kind of song will you sing? What kind of page will you write? Will the sound of your voice bring the children some light? What kind of dance will you do? What color paint will you use? What kind of notes will you play? What sort of words do you say to bring the world back to life? Who wants to be the inspiration, the instrument of change and motivation? Who wants to help me heal a dying nation? Is there anybody out there singing my song, playing my tune in the same key? Well, can I get some harmony? What kind of chord will you strum for a mother who's just lost her only child? What kind of beat will you drum for your brother so that you may reconcile? When the darkness of night is the light of the day and the oceans have all but dried up and gone away, how will I heal? How can I restore? How will I let the world know that she's worth fighting for? What kind of song will I sing? What kind of page will I write? Will the sound of my voice bring the children some light? What kind of dance will I do? What color paint do I use? What kind of words will I say? What kind of notes will I play to bring the world back to life?
Wow. That is beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Really. And listen, and the fact that you wrote it, you see, there is a connection. We're getting an extra treat here, ladies and gentlemen, is that because we have the lyricist in studio with us, so we're going to get an understanding of the depth. I always respectfully suggest to singers that please go back and learn the song as the composer thought about it, both in lyric and in the melodies.
Right.
And then from that, allow your interpretation to grow from it.
Sure. Right.
Without any further ado, I'm going to impose upon you, if you would now let me hear what it sounds like, and all of us, in song.
Okay. What kind of song would you sing for people who are naked and out of doors? Especially when that very people could be you and yours. When there is no shame and there is no pride, for a piece of bread children are willing to die. And there is no hope and the world is at war, and nobody knows what the hell we're fighting for. What kind of song will you sing? What kind of page will you write? Will the sound of your voice bring the children some light? What kind of dance will you do? What kind say to bring the world back to life? To bring the world back to life. Who wants to be the inspiration, instrument of change and motivation? Who wants to help me heal a dying nation? Is there anybody out there playing my song, playing my tune in the same key? Well, can I get some harmony? What kind of chord will you strum for a mother who's just lost her only child? What kind of beat will you drum for your brother so that you may reconcile? When the darkness of night is the light of the day, and the oceans have all but dried up and gone away, how can I heal? How will I restore? How will I let the world know that she's worth fighting for? What kind of song will I sing? Yeah. What kind of page will I write? Will the sound of my voice bring the children some light? What kind of dance will I do? Yeah. What color paint will I choose? What kind of words will I sing? What sort of notes do I play to bring the world back to life? To bring the world back to life.
My. Listen to you.
Thank you.
Songs and lyrics by L. Young. I'm telling you, it's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's the only word that comes to mind right now. And as a lyricist, my friend, and a songwriter, we salute you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we're going to come right back with more of my studio guests. So stay tuned.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
We are back, and with more of the exciting news. And also, I want to express that I've got a joy because my producer, Paul Goldsby, is in studio with us today, as well as the man who makes this all possible. We identify him as the Good Herb. I'm going to slide to my right so you can see him.
The good herd.
Yes, indeed. And we're here at Roscoe's Media Center producing the kind of things that really make us pay attention in all different areas. And today we're talking about lyrics, and we're talking about the power of the lyric. And that brings me to my next friend over there. He goes, as I said, by the handle of LaDon.
Yes, sir.
And LaDon, now as a lyric writer and composer, talk to me about your ideas and how about the lyric and how you might, what inspires a lyric and how you, because you're a genius at it.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. What's interesting is my background, of course, is from a spiritual space, and I know there's a passage of scripture that says in the beginning was the Word. The Word was God, and the Word was with God, right?
Teach.
So I think it's been established from the door how much power the Word has.
That's right.
And I think, the other painters / poets in the room have already named the idea that it's in the way that the song is written or the way that that word is expressed that really makes a difference. Mm-hmm. And storytelling has been in our culture for years and years. So the story, I think, is the most important piece.
Yes.
Because I think the concept is always the same, especially in R&B. It's, baby, I love you, I messed up. Right. So how do I then say this in a much more creative way, in a way that inspires men when they hear it to say, I gotta say it to my girl like that.
Yes. Yeah.
Or for a woman to hear it and say, I sure wish my man would say it to me like that. So that's where it comes from for me. I think it's important for the song and the lyric to be delivered in that way.
Well, there is a song that I've heard you do by the great lyricist and composer, Mr. Stevie Wonder.
Oh, man.
And when we talk about great lyricists and composers, we cannot leave his name out. I think you would agree.
Absolutely. Wholeheartedly.
And what I would like, if you would be kind enough, is I know that you've done one of his songs and his lyrics. I'd like you to recite that lyric of that particular one. Sure. And then I'd like to ask you if you would be kind enough to share it with us in song.
Sure. Absolutely. Stevie's definitely my all-time favorite, so
okay.
It's an honor and a pleasure. With each beat in my heart. Honey sweet, I've got something to say to you in privacy. Something I'd like for you to hear, and only your ears alone. Secretly, I've been admiring you intensely, so much so that I'd like to settle down with you and make a home. You are my first breath, my first smile, and my morning cup of tea. Yours is the love that I pray for before I go to sleep. And from the time I saw your face, I knew no other could erase my loving you with each beat in my heart. Until the day I heard you speak, I didn't know that sound was sweet. Me hearing you in each beat in my heart. There's a time when playing ends and the serious begins, like the love that I felt from the start with each beat in my heart. Honey sweet, I soared into a heaven's galaxy, so hypnotized was I from seeing all the magic in your eyes. So I bring to you what's been a lifetime fantasy of being with the only one who can create my paradise. You are my first breath, my first smile, and my morning cup of tea. Yours is the love that I pray for before I go to sleep. And from the time I saw your face, I knew no other could erase my loving you with each beat in my heart. Until the day I heard you speak, I didn't know the sound was sweet. Me hearing you in each beat in my heart. There's a time when playing ends and the serious begins, like the love that I felt from the start with each beat in my heart.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Stevie Wonder.
Yes, sir.
And LaDon. Now, you've done a rendition of this.
Yes, sir.
And I'm going to ask you, if you would, to do it. And I want everybody to pay attention to the fact that every voice, this is a cappella, but every voice that you hear is the voice of this man. He's created this arrangement. In every way, it will speak for itself. So if you would, my friend, my brother, let him have it.
My pleasure. Honey, sweet, I got something to say in privacy. Something I'd like for you to hear, and only your ears alone. Secretly, I've been admiring you intensely, so much so that I'd like to settle down with you and make a home. You are my first breath, my first smile, and my morning cup of tea. Yours is the love that I pray for before I go to sleep. And from the time I saw your face, I knew no other could erase my love in you. Until the day I heard you speak, I didn't know that sound was sweet. Me hearing you in each beat of my heart. See, there's a time when playing ends and the serious begins, like the love that I felt from the start with each beat of my heart. Honey, sweet, I soared into a heaven's galaxy. So hypnotized was I from seeing all the magic in your eyes. So I bring to you what's been a lifetime fantasy of being with the only one who can create my paradise. You are my first breath, my first smile, and my morning cup of tea. This is the love that I pray for. Yeah, before I go to sleep. And from the time I saw your face, I knew no other could erase my love in you. My heart. Until the day I heard you speak, I didn't know that sound was sweet till hearing you. My heart. There's a time when play ends and the serious begins, like the love that I felt from the start with each beat of my heart. With each beat of my heart. My heart.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes,
Thank you, thank you,
indeed,
thank you,
I'm
thank
telling
you.
Listen, LaDon, oh my goodness. Now, as I mentioned, every single voice that you heard, every background vocal, the arrangement, the bass line, the alto, the tenor, everything is that man, LaDon Bishop. Man, thank you so much. And you articulate the lyric in a way that tells the story. You know, very often someone will take a lyric and they oversing the lyric.
Sure, right.
You know, they don't give the lyric the chance to breathe.
That's right.
And for the story to continue. But your choices are stylish, they're tasty, they're beautiful, and we thank you for being in studio and sharing that with us. I'm going to take another quick break, and we're going to come right back with the lady, Miss Freda Payne. Stay tuned.
Hey, are you tired of those same old energy drinks with bad taste? Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products with a guaranteed no aftertaste. Make a switch to Pitbull Energy Drink. Pitbull offers more energy with ginseng and vitamins B6 and B12. With a ginger ale lemon lime flavor, Pitbull meets the consumer's demand for better tasting and healthier energy products. For more information on Pitbull energy drinks, bars, and mixes, visit their website at hiphopbev.com. That's hiphopbev.com. Online orders available at hiphopbev.com.
We are back. We are back, and in studio we have talking today about lyrics and the importance of those lyrics, the means by which the story is articulated through the basis of the song. And we've got in studio with us some amazing people. We've got Darryl Austin, who is a composer and pianist and actor and just one who has worked with so many people. We've got L. Young, who's a brilliant songwriter, composer, and soundtrack aficionado. And we've got LaDon Bishop, who just laid us out with Stevie Wonder's With Each Beat of My Heart. And now that brings me to the lovely lady, my dear friend, and a superstar, Freda Payne. Freda, I'm so thrilled again to have you here. Again,
Well,
thank you.
Thank you, Obba. Thank you.
I mentioned earlier in the show that this is my birthday gift, today being my birthday. So this is my birthday gift that these folks are giving to me. Now, Freda, you come out of the jazz tradition.
Yes, I do. I started out as a teenager in Detroit. I actually sang with a big band back in Detroit, and I sang on the radio from the time I was 13 till I was about 17. I sang with a band around Detroit called the Jimmy Wilkins Orchestra, and that was sort of like Detroit's equivalent to the Count Basie Orchestra.
Right.
And then when I sang on the radio, it was a radio show that came on every Saturday afternoon called Make Way for Youth. And I sang. It was a chorus. Don Large's "Make Way for Youth," and it was a chorus. And I every now and then I'd be given solos, and so there was a big band in the studio there.
Wow.
Yeah.
And see, look at what we're doing here, right in Masterpiece Theater. We're bringing live singing back on air. I don't think anybody's doing that right now. So we're not just a comfortable show, but we're bringing things that were great entertainment and that the entire family could participate and enjoy and listen. Now, in jazz, the reason I mention that is that in jazz, customarily the great lyricists of those times, really these things were stories that brought us in and took us on a journey. And I know that a dear friend of ours transitioned, and in his transitioning, he set up what he knew he was going to transition. I speak of the great late Mr. Edwards.
Oh, Willis Edwards.
Willis
yes.
Edwards, who did so much for so many in terms of the NAACP and just throughout the years, a real activist and one who really we owe a great deal of thanks and appreciation to.
Oh,
and
we sure do.
When Willis knew he was going to transition, he actually, as a man who always took control, he put together exactly how he wanted his going home ceremony to be. And out of all the people in the world that he could have chosen, he chose Freda Payne to do a particular song at his service, which was a celebration of his life. And I happened to be there at that celebration, and I got an opportunity to hear Freda do this. And I'm telling you, it absolutely gave us all pause, because we got an opportunity to listen to the artistry of Freda Payne, but also to identify the lyric of the late, great Shirley Horn. And she did a piece.
Well, actually, Obba, the song "Here's to Life" we're talking about, the music was written by Artie Butler, and the lyric was written by Phyllis Molinari.
Oh, Phyllis Molinari.
And Shirley Horn did, in my opinion, and I'm sure in your opinion as well, the quintessential recorded version of "Here's to Life."
Right. Well, since we're talking about lyrics, would you be kind enough to recite the lyric of "Here's to Life" so that we can identify what that lyric says? And then I'm going to ask if you would.
Oh, you got it.
If you would please then sing it for me.
Okay. Be my pleasure. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. But I have learned that all you give is all you get. So you give it all you've got. I had my share, I drank my fill. And even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still. To see what's down another road beyond a hill and do it all again. So here's to life and all the joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. Funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes, and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. There's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm still in the game, I want to play. For laughs, for life, for love. So here's to life and all the joy it brings. Here's to life for dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. May all your storms be weathered and may all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. No complaints and no regrets. I still believe in chasing dreams and placing bets. And I have learned when all you give is all you get. So you give it all you've got. I had my share, I drank my fill, and even though I'm satisfied, I'm hungry still to see what's down another road beyond a hill and do it all again. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. Funny how the time just flies, how love can go from warm hellos to sad goodbyes, and leave you with the memories you've memorized to keep your winters warm. And there's no yes in yesterday, and who knows what tomorrow brings or takes away. As long as I'm still in the game, hey, I gotta play for laughs, for love. So here's to life and every joy it brings. Here's to life, to dreamers and their dreams. May all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better. Here's to life, here's to love, here's to you. And may all your storms be weathered and all that's good get better and better and better. Here's to life, Here's to love. Here's to you. Here's to you.
Yes, 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 yes. Woo! Freda Payne, Freda Payne, Freda Payne. That was stunning.
Was it painful?
You know, Freda, I'm telling you, again, a master lyric, and one who is a master at delivering a lyric.
Yes. You know, what attracted me to the song was the lyric. I think I go for the lyric. And then if the melody comes in just right, that's a marriage.
Mm-hmm. Right.
The melody is on it, then that's a marriage.
Sure.
Yeah.
You know, that brings me to the point that I have a favorite, as you say.
Oh, yes.
There is a song that was written and a lyric that was written by a man. His name was Billy Strayhorn. The name of the song is Lush Life. The lyric goes a little something like this. I used to visit all those very gay places, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life to get the feel of life from jazz and cocktails. The girls I knew had sad and sullen gray faces with distant gay traces that used to be where you could see where they'd been washed away by too many through the day, 12 o'clock tales. Then you came along with your siren song to tempt me to madness. I thought for a while that your pointed smile was tinged with the sadness of a great love for me. Ah, yes, I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. Now life is lonely again, when only last year everything seemed so sure. Now life is awful again. A trough full of hearts would only be a bore. A week in Paris would ease the bite of it. All I care is to smile in spite of it. I'll forget you, I will, while yet you are still burning inside my brain. Romance is mush, stifling those who strive. I'll live a lush life in some small dive, and there I'll be while I rot with the rest of those whose lives are lonely too. I used to visit all those very gay places, those come what may places, where one relaxes on the axis of the wheel of life to get the feel of life from jazz and cocktails. The girls I knew had sad and sullen gray faces with distant gay traces that used to be where you could see where they'd been washed away by too many through the day, 12 o'clock tales. Then you came along with your siren song to tempt me to madness. I thought for a while that your poignant smile was tinged with the sadness of a great love for me. Oh, yes, I was wrong. Again, I was wrong. Now life is lonely again, when only last year everything seemed so sure. Now life is all full again. A trough full of hearts would only be a bore. A week in Paris would ease the bite of it. All I care is to smile in spite of it. I'll forget you, I will, while yet you are still burning inside my brain. Romance is mush, stifling those who strive. I'll live a lush life in some small dive, and there I'll be while I rot with the rest of those whose lives are lonely too. Billy Strayhorn.
Yeah, Obba.
Thank you. Thank you, Darryl. Darryl Austin on keys.
Yes.
Written by Billy Strayhorn at 17 years old.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
17 years old, he composed that lyric.
Now, what did he know about lush life?
See, that's the thing. That's very important, because this generation, the music has lost a lot of that, and I think it's because the generation now does not know how to love like the past generations. It's just like the syndrome. If you can't teach a child how to be a father, a child wouldn't know how to be a father when they grow up if they never had a father in their life. So a lot of our youth today don't know love. They don't know sacrifice. They don't know that, so they can't write about it. So when they get to the age 17, when they're first starting to compose their songs, they're composing about the things that they know, which is the club, which is what's hot in the streets.
Right.
And so we're missing that. We need to get the love back.
There you go.
Into the hearts of the people. Then it will be expressed in the song again.
Absolutely.
17 years old.
17 years old.
Incredible.
Listen, guys, this show for me has been a blessing.
Likewise.
The fact that you guys have taken the time out of your busy schedules to come out and share this with me, I am truly grateful.
I feel blessed that you asked, because it's a pleasure for me to sit here with you, Obba, and share in our experiences in the art of singing and lyrics.
Yes.
Because this is what we do. I've done this. This is all I've done all my life. From the time I was a teenager up till now.
Right.
And it's a blessing for us. I feel just as grateful that you thought of me to ask me to come.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It goes without saying. And I think that everyone listening and watching, you clearly understand. There is a difference between good and great, and you had an opportunity to experience greatness today. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, every time you get a chance to shake hands with greatness, reach your hand out and take that hand and shake it. There is a difference between good and great, and no one needs anyone's permission to be great. You must start on the path to greatness. Give it to yourself. I am thankful to everyone in studio. I'm thankful for us being here and you being there. I'm going to ask you to please continue to stay with us. Tune in to Masterpiece Theater and tell others about it. We're trying to do something that gives back to life. Here's to life, as the lyrics said. And here's to you. Remember, as I always say, in life, as you do anything is how you do everything. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you next time. Masterpiece Theater is brought to you by Roscoe's Media Center, sponsored by Roscoe's House of Chicken and Waffles, the makers of Pitbull Energy Drink. The show is engineered by Poetess, written by Obba Babatunde and Kennedy Goldsby, and produced by Paul Goldsby, executive producer, The Good Herb.